I wrote this book called The Kite Tree when I was in 7th grade, when I was Rachel Ayers. Now I'm Rachel Tipton. And I also illustrated it. Herbie and Ronald were not friends. They had nothing in common. But as neither of them knew, they both liked to fly kites. Herbie had a red kite. Ronald's kite was blue. One day, both of their kites were caught in a tree. Now they both had a problem. Herbie and Ronald looked at each other. "How will we get our kites down?" asked Herbie. "I know," Ronald said. "If we jump high enough, we might be able to reach the kites." So they jumped and jumped and jumped, but it was no use. They could not jump high enough. "I know," Herbie said. "We can shake the tree." So they shook and shook and shook, but it was no use. The tree would not move. "I can climb the tree," suggested Herbie. He tried and tried and tried to climb the tree, but the lowest branch was too high for Herbie to reach. "I have a great idea," Herbie said. "We can plant another tree." So the boys planted a seed next to the tree. Herbie and Ronald sat where they had planted the seed and waited for it to grow up under them. They waited and waited and waited, but the tree would not grow fast enough. "Look," Ronald called. "Here's a long stick. Maybe we can poke the kites down." They poked and poked and poked at the branches, but it was no use. The stick was much too short. It could not reach the kites. "This is my dog Speck," announced Herbie. "If he barks, he can scare the kites down." So Speck barked and barked and barked, but it was no use. He could not scare those kites down. "It is no use. We will never get our kites down," Herbie said sadly. "No, there must be a way," Ronald cried. So they sat down and thought and thought and thought. Herbie got on Ronald's shoulders for a boost. When he had the lowest branch, Herbie began to climb up the tree. Herbie soon reached the kites and lowered them down to Ronald on the ground. When they had their kites back, the two realized something. By helping one another, they had reached their goal. Now they did have something in common. They were friends. About the author. Rachel Ayers was born on February 19, 1976 in Martinsville, Virginia. She's a very active and vivacious girl who loves to dance. She also enjoys singing and writing, and she is looking forward to a wonderful future. And that is still true. The end.